Welcome to TechDen's. Joining us is James Symons, the CEO of a company called TechDen. Thank you for joining us, James.
G'day, Fred. Thank you very much.
And you're from Australia?
I'm Perth, Australia, yep, if the accent's not a giveaway.
Tell me about TechDen.
All right, TechDen is a product that is birthed out of a larger company that my father and I own, which is called Lock and Charge, and we build charging stations for devices in schools. So mobile computer labs in these big cabinets on wheels that look after thousands of devices in schools. A lot of teachers would say to us, you manage a lot of our devices in the classroom, but our kids are coming to school tired, they're not sleeping, they're on their devices all night. What could you do to help solve the problem of kids being on devices all night and all day at home? So we use some of that technology and ideas to build a device that is now an app that helps parents manage screen time, but combining it with a physical hardware device, a home for our kids' devices within the home.
So let's describe this for people. This is, I guess, the size of a
shoebox, a laptop case, or something like that, you might say.
You're going to say a portable power backup UPS kind of thing, or a small computer?
Small computer, yeah, exactly. So inside it, there is two slots, and there's a button at the top that kids can come and press, and when they press that button, they'll get one of two things will happen. A red light will come up, and nothing will happen, no doors will open. Or a green light will appear, and the door will open. And if the doors open, that means they're allowed to get their device out. It means there's a session that is set for them to be able to use their device. So for my daughter, every afternoon between 4 and 5 in the afternoon after school, she's allowed to use her device for half an hour. So what I do is I program the TechDen to open at 4 p.m. It will unlock, the door will unlock. So she at any time can come and open the door and use her device. But she only has 30 minutes. So what happens then is she gets her device, as soon as she disconnects it, the timer starts. Now, what then will happen is when there's 10 minutes to go, a notification will appear on her screen and it will say, Molly, you've got 10 minutes left. Molly, you've got 5 minutes left. Molly, time's up, time to return the TechDen. And the reason we did that is, if you try and tell my daughter to get out of the swimming pool without a 5-minute warning, all hell breaks loose. So we use those same techniques and behaviors we use as parents, we integrate it into the product. Kids respond really well to technology when technology itself dictates its usage. And it removes that conflict from the parents yelling at the kids or screaming at the kids or telling them to do it. They really respond well.
So do mom and dad say both have the app? Or
they both have the app on their phone, and they can decide how long, if the kids want extra time, they can set those doors to stay open a little longer, but the parents can do that through the app on their phone. So it's a pretty simple device. It will stay securely locked when it's not in session, but what's so powerful about it is we're not about locking kids' devices away, we're actually about teaching them responsibility. So there's software that will allow you as a parent to shut down every app on your kid's device. But all that usually tends to do is build a little bit of resentment between the parent and the child, and it's not teaching them anything about responsibility. So we give them the full responsibility. We won't shut their device down or turn the apps off their device. We will just create boundaries saying, here's the time you return it. Now, if you don't return it, if they don't return it within 5 minutes of that time, I get a notification on my device saying that it's not returned. So I can have a conversation with my
So the phone doesn't
kid.
stop working?
No, keeps working. But I will know that they haven't respected those boundaries. So for my daughter, I might say, well, hey, you didn't do it, so maybe for the next few days, there's no device time. And they're learning the same way we would ordinarily discipline and teach our kids. We're using those same techniques without shutting it down, without removing it from them themselves. And they're learning what good and bad behavior is.
So, how's your daughter feel about you having this company?
You know what? The younger one loves it because she loves the bear, which is our logo, and she loves touching the bear. The older one was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but we give her a lot of freedom. So like, she gets to choose. I'll even ask her, what times of the day do you think you should be using your device? And if she says, all day, I'll say, well, that's silly. Let's have she might say, well, maybe after school, I'd like to relax for half an hour and do it. All right, so, when you do it with them, they actually own it. And so when she doesn't return it, I'm like, hey, this was, with a 12-year-old, I can say, this was your idea. But that conflict never comes up because they're part of that process. What we also built into this, which is really cool, is a reward system. So if we put this reward system in, you can set a goal for on-time returns. So I can set on that app, all right, Ella, 10 returns. If you return it 10 times within that, without the device notifying me that you haven't returned it, let's set a reward. And for Ella, it'll be going out for ice cream with Dad, right? And not have her sister there. That for her is her currency, right? So that is a reward for her that she can't stand the thought of not getting her device back on time and not getting that extra point to getting up to her 10 points. By her doing it 10 times, she's developed a habit, and a really healthy habit. So the reward system has actually created this healthy behavior and at least incentivized that healthy behavior. And so we're seeing really good results from that.
Well, tell us about pricing and availability.
All right, so we've been working on the product for nearly 2 years. We launched on Kickstarter in August last year and fully funded on that. And we're going to be shipping in around 5 to 6 weeks' time. So it's crunch time for us. We're very excited. And at the end of Q1, people will have these in their homes and be able to buy it online and have it delivered straight away.
For how much?
$229 US. There's no fee. There's a freemium app. So the app and all the features of the app are free. You just pay straight up for the hardware.
And it can fit 2 devices? Or
2 devices, and it's device agnostic. So it ships with 2 micro USB cables or 2 Lightning USB cables, which are proprietary cables that allow you to open and close the device really easily.
What about the USB-C?
Right, so, and that's coming too. What we're seeing though is as legacy devices out there right now, there's still a very, very small percentage of young children devices that have the USB-C connector. So as we see that move more, we'll change over more to the USB Type-C cables that we'll put in the box.
And for more info, where do we go?
TechDen.com, which is TechDen.com.
James Symons, thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, Fred. Great talking to you.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of TechDen's, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C-Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at TechDen's and put in the code TechDen's for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.